Get ready for volume 23 of What the F Is That Doing in the Junkyard? This week we got a 1964 Chevy C20, a 1964 Dodge Dart GT two-door hardtop, a 1965 Rambler American, and a 1977 Chevy Nova. Let's go to the yard.
All right, so I got out of this morning. They set out a few classics out here at the Anaheim yard. This one's a 1964 Chevy C20 Pickup, so it's a 3/4 ton. It's got the straight six in it. Looks pretty damn original. It's even got the air cleaner. I mean, this thing is super original. If you don't see them a lot like that, most of these were like, of course, V8 swapped over the years. So is the single master cylinder in it. Looks like original radiators in it. I mean, very original truck. Looking at this, kind of amazing it wound up out here because these are obviously extremely popular to redo. It's like the eyebrows not too bad. It's like not too rusty. It's like bottom of these quarters looks like I could see like it looks like some body work had been done to this over the years. I'm guessing there's some Bondo in there. The door's a little bit rusty, and the bed's seen better days. Imagine you probably buy a bed or at least buy the sides for these. I'm sure. I mean, they reproduce just about everything from these old Chevys. So I could see a 4-speed with a granny. You know, your typical 1960s work truck. It's like, I mean, the cab doesn't look like it's in terrible condition. Dash, someone already got the gauges out of it. Original seat's still there. Gas tank still behind the seat. I can smell the lacquer, so this bad boy actually sat a while, so you can smell that lacquer. So I'm guessing it was probably in somebody's yard. Look at the wood bed. Wood bed's completely rotten, so it doesn't have like a piece of plywood over it or anything. So it's definitely was probably sitting. It was not, somebody was not using this as a truck currently. I mean, God, the sides aren't bad. The corners aren't bad. The taillights are still there. Of course, all that's reproduced. It's got like your typical farm bumper. So. All right, so continuing down the driver's side of the pickup and the rails. I mean, this obviously was used as a work truck over the years. So, but literally, it's not anything that could not have been fixed up. It's a long bed, but it's a C20. So, like the short beds were all C10s, but door still opens. Pedal assembly still there. It's like the clutch is sitting there, so that might be what's wrong with it. Door was a little bit dented up, and those are old dents. That's not forklift dents. And bottom of the fender corners are gone, as they are on most of these. Let's check the back of the cab. Back of the cab, not too bad. So something someone could have fixed up maybe, but still, you know, here it is sitting here at the old wrecking yard. This one looks like it was in a recent accident. That's probably how it wound up out here. The rest of the car actually looks like it's in good shape other than this corner here where it got hit. This is a 1964 Dodge Dart with the leaning tower power, a slant 6. Looks like so that relay looks pretty recent on the firewall, so that had been replaced. Power steering car, manual brakes. This fender, the driver's side fender, doesn't look too bad. The valance was torn up. In fact, I think part of the valance is even sitting under the hood there with the signal. Alternator looks, it's older, but it looks like it was replaced at one time. But man, still, like someone could have probably still fixed that, considering how good the rest of the car is. This was actually a GT hardtop, so pillarless hardtop. This guy is going to town here pulling the radio, and it's like the gauges are still there. I imagine he's going to grab those too. Still has the GT there. It's a really neat car. This guy just grabbing the taillights. They literally just set this out this morning, so I imagine by the afternoon this car's going to be completely stripped. It's like it's got a recent order from Rock Auto back there. He's got Edelbrock valve covers.
Yeah, we're getting those.
Wow, you gonna grab those? Yeah, I'm sure.
In the front.
Look at this, the bumper's not even that bad. So this was definitely a decent car. I'm gonna come around the other side since I can't really get through there. This thing looks like someone grabbed the mirror already. Said, I don't And it's even got an aluminum radiator, but it's bulging out, so it looks like it did take a little bit of the impact, that aluminum radiator. Enough the bulge is going to come through in the video. It looks like they did a really nasty job resealing that windshield at one time. So this door is actually in good shape, passenger side. The only thing looked like it was more like the valance, the front clip. Someone could have probably fixed this car. The quarter there's got some rust, but I don't know. And the glass on this side is actually still good. Get a better shot inside. Oh, this guy's going. But yeah, definitely sad to see this guy sitting out here at the old wrecking yard, because I think, even though it's munched, someone could have got a 4-door and redone it, since it was a 2-door hardtop GT. And sitting right out here at the Anaheim yard. All right, you know we love our AMCs here on WTF is that doing the Junkyard. Here's a 1965 Rambler American. This one looks like it was a running driving car that wound up in a crash. The grill's completely smashed in. That stuff's any good. Hood's smashed. This engine's actually looks like it's cocked off to the side a little bit, so who knows. Carburetor's still there. Air cleaner's hanging out over there. These actually have the dipstick on the oil cap, so if you didn't know that, now you do. When you get an old Rambler, that's where you check your oil at. And it's power steering and power brake car, which is pretty amazing for a Rambler. And it looks like it has a recent alternator installed, so definitely something someone was driving. Radiator's shot. Looks like the whole neck actually came off and it's completely bent. Obviously someone wasn't going to restore this car. It's a 4-door Rambler, not a high value car, so they weren't going to probably went through an insurance auction, or maybe actually might be from a tow yard. Maybe it got towed in and lien sealed. It's a 330 model, so it's kind of like a lower line. So got the dash is still there. Let's see if I can get this door open. I'm carrying tools, unfortunately, at the same time. It's like the speedometer is still there. Those are kind of neat, because the Ramblers, they used to like to put just one number instead of having like 10 miles an hour, 20 mile an hour. It went 1, 2, 3 all the way up to 12. So I had a pull-out stereo and someone grabbed it already. Glove box is still there. Seats are still there. This was an automatic transmission car. Pretty loaded for a Rambler, because most of the Ramblers didn't have like a lot of options on it. There's your American badge. Someone's already snagged the taillights out of it this morning. This is another one that just got set out this morning. And this car was originally white and then later repainted to the kind of like a burgundy red. This had some really awful body work done to it years ago. Got all that Bondo caked on there. More down here. But still, I mean, in 2020, when do you see a Rambler popping up in a self-service yard? You just don't. That's a later antenna, it looks like. Might even be a power antenna. Kind of weird to see someone put a power antenna on a Rambler. So anyhow, here's the 65 Rambler out here at the pickup art. Here's another interesting car. We don't get a lot of Novas on WTF is that doing in the Junkyard, because usually they're stripped by the time I get to them. So this one was another car that was just set out this morning. So this is a 77 Nova, so it's a smog year. So it's got a small block in it. According to the sticker, it's a 305. So these were very smogged down by the time 1977 came around. And in California, since they have to be smogged, the hot rodders generally are looking for the 75 and older models. Looks like this one was in a wreck and went through like some sort of a tow yard auction. And see, it's got the old school vinyl top on there, which was a very popular thing back in the 1970s. Kind of like a velour interior. You know, it's got the sort of buckets, the bucket back seats, although it's a full bench. Cracked dash, looks like it was an air-conditioned car. It's got an old cassette deck in it. Mileage shows 54,000, so I'm guessing it's 154, maybe even 254. It's pretty worn out. Headliner's still there. Man, not something, like I said, someone would have done something with. The earlier Novas are definitely more popular style-wise, and because they don't need to be smogged, unlike this one, which would need a biannual smog here in California. But still, this one's still pretty complete. I expect it'll get stripped pretty quick, because all these parts are interchangeable with the earlier cars. But yeah, still, here you go, a 1977 Chevy Nova.
And that's volume 23 of What the F Is That Doing in the Junkyard. If you haven't watched all the videos in this series, you can go down and click on my playlist, which will show you all the videos in this series. And as we keep adding more, we'll keep adding more to the playlist. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment as to what your favorite car was in this video. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.